Welcome back to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to talk about, is the real estate market going to crash? So first I'm going to talk about interest rates. Then I'm going to talk about the moratorium on foreclosures being over. Then I'm going to talk about the inventory that we're starting to see sitting on the market. Let's keep going. All right, so the Fed raised the interest rates in effort to try and stop all the inflation that we're seeing. But it's almost like the backwards effect happened. Now they're causing a minor recession because they slowed real estate down. People stopped being able to afford that $500,000 house, that $700,000 house because the interest rate went up just enough to make their payment jump up $400 or $500 a month. So now as we see this, we're seeing houses sitting on the market like where we're used to like maybe 5 or 10 days with multiple offers going through because no one could find a house because there was no inventory and builders are freaking out, buying land left and right and building houses left and right all across the country. They needed over 740,000 construction jobs. Well, overnight, it pretty much stopped because the interest rates increased. Also, moratoriums are over. COVID is over. Like that stuff is over where people could stay in their house and not pay their mortgage. The banks are taking over these properties and fire selling. They're blasting them out. iBuyers are failing all over the place. They are selling these things for less than what they actually paid for that. That's a problem, right? Well, let's just say that someone, an iBuyer or an investor that failed on a property, owns the property right next to yours. Your house is worth $500,000 and that investor that failed on that flip or the iBuyer sells theirs for $350,000. What do you think they just did to your $500,000 house? They just dropped it. They just gave a new comparable on that street. So 123 Main Street just made 234 Main Street worth way less. So that is what is going on in the real estate market right now. A lot of people are listening to the news and the news is just, oh, the sky is falling. Realtors are being positive and say, well, I'm still seeing things move. We still have an inventory problem. I like to look at data because data does not have anything to sell me. People slow down. Real estate does not. Real estate does not slow down, but people do. And when people see an interest rate increase, when people see days on market sitting longer, you have frustrated sellers that they just take their house off the market because it's sitting too long. Yes, I think the market is absolutely crashing. It's imploding. That we're about to see prices cut in half, but I want to show you one thing. One thing that's really cool I'm seeing in my business is my land buyers keep paying their payments for their land. Some of the most successful developers out there, just talking to a smart gentleman, said the most successful investors out there land bank during these times. What is land banking? That is leaving your money sitting in the land and not selling for a loss, holding out until the market goes back up. My friend that just got back from she works for the United Way. She's higher up in the United Way. She just went on a cruise and she said there was 70 land bankers on that cruise with her and they had won a family trip. Just recently, like in the last couple weeks, they had hit their quota because they had gotten enough people to invest in land to sit there for the long haul, to put their money and keep their money safe to avoid inflation. That way their money does not go down. Now, granted, the land value will go down. It will go down with the real estate market because if buyers and developers and builders are not buying land right now because they're not building houses right now, the land values will either sit still or go down. So this is the time that we can start buying land at crazy, massive discounts again. I'm now seeing land in foreclosure that I have not seen in the past several years. You know, when the developers are clearing the land all around a 40-acre parcel and it's in foreclosure, that is the sign of what is going to happen. A tidal wave is coming. So yes, I believe the real estate market is about to crash. I'm really happy that I'm in land investing, that I'm getting payments on my land every month that I've sold to people. These people are paycheck to paycheck. They are 9 to 5 people. They're not losing their jobs. They're not in the mortgage industry. They're not in the real estate industry. They have regular service jobs because they were not extending themselves and they weren't out there in the real estate business. They're just want to own a piece of land one day, so they're steady Eddie paying me back. So this is going to keep me afloat while the market is going down. Like my properties that I just listed, I've got 4 houses sitting on the MLS. I've got 5 more going on, and we might be taking them all off and turning them into rentals because things are going downhill a little bit. And that's fine. That happens in a real estate market, especially when you see a market like Port St. Lucie, Florida, from January 2019 to August 2022 goes up 38% in value. Real estate's not supposed to go up that high that fast. It's gonna come down faster than it went up. All right, I got several other points. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope I'm not too doom and gloom for you. If I'm not, smash that subscribe button. If I am too doom and gloom, hit that down like button. No, really don't do that. But hit something, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you'd like to do. I thank you very much for that. Let's keep rolling. Hey, Warren Buffett says that he loves to buy when there's blood in the streets. He also says, I sell when everyone else is buying. I buy when everyone else is selling. So Warren Buffett has done pretty well. He's like the godfather of investing. So listen to Warren Buffett. Take heed of what he's given us. Slow down a little bit. Think. Don't get on the doom and gloom. Turn off Fox News. Turn off CNN News. I'm not saying that I don't ever focus on what's going out there. I listen to what's going on. But if it's that important, someone's going to tell me about it. I don't dwell on the news. The news is negative most of the time. I don't need to think that negative. I want to stay positive. I want to keep moving forward. And I want to tell you about a recession-proof business. And that is land investing. I absolutely firmly believe that. It's one of the best ways to avoid an actual catastrophe. Land is not going up and as volatile as houses are, especially the recreational land, especially the stuff on the outskirts of town. We're buying this stuff at massive discounts and we're turning around and selling it to people that can afford a monthly payment. This is giving us passive income. It's giving us time freedom where we're paid multiple times a month for multiple parcels of land that we're buying and selling. My land sales specialist sold 10 parcels of land in the past 7 days. Each one of these parcels of land are bringing us on average $200 a month. So 10 times 200, that's $2,000 additional per month that is going into our door every single month as gross income. Now imagine if he did this for 10 months straight. So 2,000 times 10 is now 20,000 additional per month that he was able to build in a 10-month period. We're doing this by buying land at 3,000. It's worth maybe 7 or 8 or 9,000. So we're buying it for 3,000. We're selling it for 9,000 on payments. So we'll sell it for 9,000 on payment, but we're going to get $1,000 down and roughly $200 a month for the next 82 months or 72 months. It depends what we charge per interest. It depends what our buyer can afford each month, because we never want to take more from our buyer than what they can comfortably afford. We don't want them to choose paying their land payment over putting food on the table. And most of our buyers are just looking for the opportunity to buy a piece of land, to put their money into a safe investment, to build that cabin one day, or to park their RV on it. And how do we find these buyers? We're finding them on Craigslist. We're finding them on Facebook. We're finding on the land.com, landcentury.com websites. We're finding them with little cheap signs on the side of a power pole, on a wooden power pole on the side of the highway. We just sold 3 lots in Palm Bay by using cheap signs that we spent like $49 to make. So if you're looking for an opportunity, you're looking for a recession-proof business, you're looking for a way to avoid all the catastrophe that's going on, I want you to go and start listening to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. I want you to hear what our students are doing, hear the success that they're having, all on the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. And if you're interested in joining a program that actually holds your hand, walks you through the fire, and shows you the instruction, the action steps that you have to take to start building a massive income-producing real estate business today, I want you to go to wholesalinginc.com/land, fill out an application, schedule a call, and if we like what you have to say, we might even invite you into the Rhino Tribe.